The desert has always been a silent thing, but that day, it felt alive. I remember gripping the steering wheel as the sun burned low over the horizon, flattening the dunes into a sea of molten gold. I had been driving for 8 hours, heading toward a city whose name most people hadn't even heard of. A new job, a fresh start, something stable after a year of chaos. That my GPS showed a straight road, nothing complicated. But deserts don't respect rules made by humans. It began as a whisper, soft wind brushing across the sand. Then the sky dimmed as if a curtain had dropped over the sun. I didn't realize it was a dust storm until the first wave hit the windshield with a sound like gravel thrown by a furious god. Within seconds, everything vanished. The road, the horizon, even the car hood, just swirling, boiling sand. I slowed down. Bad idea. The wind shoved the car sideways. I couldn't see a single thing, not even my own hands. And then a loud thump. The car tilted. My stomach dropped. That I wasn't on the road anymore. By the time the storm finally died, I stepped out coughing, tasting sand on my teeth. The highway was gone. My phone had no signal. And my car, half buried like a fossil. That's when I saw them. Faint lights in the distance, bluish, flickering. Not electricity, something else. Despite my fear, I walked toward them. Better than waiting to die of thirst. As I approached, shapes materialized through the haze of city. But not a human one. Tall, smooth structures, curved like bones, glowing with symbols that danced like living ink. And then they appeared. Humanoid, but not human. Pale gray skin, glass-like eyes. Movement too synced to be natural. One approached me. A woman-like silhouette. Her voice slid into my mind without passing through my ears. You are lost. I had no words. She came closer. This is not your desert. I stepped back. Where am I? The buildings flickered like a glitch. The ground trembled. Her response was a whisper I felt in my bones. Between your world and ours. Before I could run, the others surrounded me. Blue light from their eyes pulsed in a strange rhythm, slow, then fast, then painfully bright. The sand beneath me rose like liquid. I tried to scream. Sound didn't come out. Everything went dark. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on a smooth metallic floor inside a dim, circular chamber. The air smelled cold, too cold for a desert. On the walls, symbols glowed softly, like breathing creatures. The whisper echoed around me. Time moves differently here. I turned. The gray woman stood near me, but her form flickered, like she existed in multiple places at once. What do you want from me? I stuttered. Her eyes glowed. To show you what humans forgot. The room vibrated. The walls stretched, twisted, melted into swirling tunnels of blue light. And then I saw something impossible. A vision. The desert I came from, but with towering metal structures where sand should be. Machines drifting through the sky. Rivers of light flowing like data streams. A world not from my time. The woman's voice echoed. You walked into the future. My heartbeat stopped for a second. What? That's impossible. Not impossible, she said. Only forbidden. The chamber darkened. Then I felt the floor drop beneath me, as if reality itself shook. You crossed a crack in time, she continued. And now, you belong to the wrong century. A cold shock ran through me. I wasn't in a different city. I wasn't in a different world. I was in a different time. The storm didn't blow me off the road. It blew me out of my era. The woman stepped closer, her face now clearer, too smooth, too perfect, eyes glowing like polished mirrors. Your journey is not over, she whispered. You must see what becomes of humans if you fail. Before I could ask anything, the room exploded in white light, and I fell downward, sideways, through something that wasn't space. Time. I fell through time. I hit the ground hard. But the ground wasn't sand anymore. It was metal smooth, humming with an energy that vibrated through my bones. I gasped and pushed myself up, blinking as my vision slowly adjusted. I was standing inside an enormous corridor, not a hallway. A bridge suspended in a void of swirling blue currents like rivers of light twisting through black space. The walls around me were transparent, showing an infinite expanse of shifting timelines, each one flickering like broken film reels. The gray woman appeared beside me. Without walking. One moment, she wasn't there. The next, she was. "You crossed a tier," she said calmly. "You must understand what your arrival cost." "My arrival?" My voice cracked. "I didn't mean to come here. The storm was the tear." She motioned toward the transparent wall. I hesitated, then stepped closer. What I saw made my stomach drop. A vast city appeared within the swirling time stream, towering structures shaped like spiraling shells, luminous surfaces bending reality around them. Vehicles without wheels glided through blue tunnels of light. The sky shimmered with fragments of data, as if the air itself was coded. But then, something changed. The city flickered, darkened, collapsed into ruins. Figures shadowy, monstrous rose from the ground like ink bleeding through paper. I stepped back in horror. "What is that?" She answered with a tone that felt like sorrow. "The end of the world." My throat tightened. "Why are you showing me this?" Her eyes glowed brighter. "Because it is connected to you." The vision faded, and the corridor pulsed with a low hum. She turned to me. Our city exists because your world survives." "What does that mean?" "If your time collapses, ours never forms. Time fractures backward." I rubbed my forehead. "So I'm responsible for the future now?" "Not responsible." She paused, entangled. A dizzying sensation hit me. "I just wanted to reach my job interview," I said, half laughing, half shaking. "And you will." Her gaze sharpened. "If you survive, what comes next?" Before I could ask her what that meant, a loud metallic creak echoed behind us. Both of us turned to the far end of the bridge. A rip appeared like a tear in fabric, but glowing red. The air around it warped violently. Something was trying to push through. The woman tensed. "They followed you." "Who?" I whispered. A deep, unnatural growl answered me. From the tier crawled a creature long, twisted, its limbs bending at angles no living thing should move. Its skin was black and glossy, like obsidian soaked in blood. Too many eyes glittered in its face. The woman raised her hand, and the symbols on the walls blazed to life. "Run." I didn't need to be told twice. I sprinted down the corridor, the ground vibrating beneath me. Behind me, the creature screeched, its claws scraping metal. I could hear it gaining. The bridge twisted, literally twisted, as if the corridor itself was alive. Sections rotated, doors opened to impossible places. Flashes of different eras flickered around me. A burning forest, a neon city at night. A prehistoric ocean, a snowstorm in a ruined world. A battlefield full of lightning time was folding over itself. I stumbled into a chamber at the end of the bridge, circular, towering, with a spiraling platform rising at the center. The woman appeared beside me again, her form flickering. "Climb." "What is this?" "A chronolift. It moves through time." Behind us, the creature slammed into the doorway, shrieking. I climbed. The platform began to rise, glowing blue. The woman lifted her hands, creating a barrier of light that held the monster back, but barely. Cracks splintered across the barrier. "Listen," she shouted. "This creature was born from the same tier that pulled you here. If it reaches your time, your era, your world collapses." "What do I do?" The platform sped upward toward a vortex of swirling light. Her final words echoed. "You must return to the moment it all began. You must seal the tier yourself." The barrier shattered. The creature lunged. The vortex swallowed me whole. Cold air slammed into me that I hit solid ground hard that I rolled over, coughing, gasping, eyes watering. When I finally looked around, my heart stopped that I wasn't in the desert, I wasn't in the future, I was standing in a city, but not as I remembered it. Cars older than I recognized, buildings with old signboards. People wearing clothing from 30 years ago. A newspaper on the ground caught my eye. 1994. I staggered back. I went back in time. Above me, the sky shimmered faintly like something invisible and massive was shifting behind the clouds. The tier.it was here, somewhere in this timeline. The creature would find it. The future would collapse. My own era would be erased. I took a shaky breath. For a long moment, I just stood there frozen, staring at the newspaper lying on the cracked sidewalk. 1990, 30 years in the past. The world felt familiar, yet wrong in subtle ways, like remembering a dream you once had but forgetting the details. Cars rumbled by, their engines louder, rougher. Billboards displayed brands I hadn't seen since childhood. People chatted without the glow of phones in their hands. Everything felt slower, softer, untouched by the world I knew. But the sky wasn't right. Above the distant high-rise buildings, a ripple of distorted air shimmered. It bent the clouds in unnatural shapes, like heat waves off a burning stove. The tear was here, somewhere in this time, this city, and it was widening. I walked down the street, trying to blend in. My clothes stood out, but not enough to attract too much attention. Thankfully, people seemed preoccupied with their own lives. But as I passed a narrow alleyway, something cold crawled up my spine. Someone was watching me. I turned. An old man stood deeper inside the alley, thin, stooped, wearing a coat that didn't match the weather. His eyes, dark and reflective, were locked onto mine. For several seconds he didn't move. Then he smiled, a slow, unsettling smile. "You finally arrived," he said. My stomach twisted. "Do I know you?" "You will," he replied. "In a different lifetime." A chill raced through my body. The way he spoke was wrong. Too calm, too aware, too sure. He stepped closer, leaning on a crooked cane. "The tear is almost complete," he said. "And the creature that followed you is feeding on this timeline's instability." I stepped back. "How do you know about the creature?" "Because," he whispered, lowering his voice, "I have seen it. For 30 years. My blood ran cold. 30 years waiting for me." He nodded slowly. "Yes. Because this timeline fractured long ago, the moment you crossed into it. You were destined to be here." I swallowed hard. "What do you want from me?" He lifted a shaking finger toward the distorted sky. "You must find the core point," he said. "The exact moment the desert storm touched time. The moment the tear first began. Where is it?" His expression darkened. "It is not a where." He tapped his cane on the ground. "It is a who." My breath froze. "A who? You mean a person caused the tear?" The old man nodded. I felt dizzy. "Who is it?" "You already know him." "No, I don't," he cut me off sharply. "Yes, you do." He reached into his coat and pulled out a small metal object, circular, bronze, etched with symbols I recognized instantly. I had seen them glowing on the walls of the future city. My stomach dropped. "Where did you get that?" He didn't answer my question. Instead, he asked, "What is your full name?" The question punched the air out of me. Why does that matter?" He stepped closer. "Say it." I hesitated. Then quietly, I said my name. The old man whispered back, almost tenderly, "I know, because it is my name too." Silence. Everything inside me shut down. "You're me?" He nodded once, slow, heavy. "I am you," he said, 30 years older. "In a timeline twisted by a mistake you haven't made yet." I stumbled backward, heart pounding. "That's impossible. Time doesn't care about what's possible, he replied. It cares about consequences. My mind spun. You said the tear is caused by a person. Are you saying yes? He whispered. It was caused by you. My hands trembled. No, I didn't do anything. I was just driving. You were in the wrong place, he said. At the wrong second. At the wrong angle in time. He shook his head. But fate isn't an accident. Something guided you. Something aligned the desert storm to strike the tear's weakest point. Why? To pull you out of your era, he said. To drag you into the future. To force you into the timeline war you never knew existed. A heavy silence fell. Why me? I whispered. Because you survive, he said. Every version of you. In every timeline. I stared at him in disbelief. You're telling me I'm some kind of chosen one? He laughed a dry, broken sound. No, you're not chosen. His eyes grew hollow. You're trapped. We both froze as a deep, rattling screech rolled through the street. People around us didn't react. They didn't hear it. Only we did that a shadow stretched across the pavement long, twisted, too many limbs. The creature was here. Not fully manifested, not fully physical, but it was hunting that my future self grabbed my arm. There is no time, he whispered harshly. You must go to the place where your journey began, the desert. He shook his head. No. The job. The interview. The reason you were traveling that day. What does that have to do with the tear? He stepped closer, voice low and urgent. Because you were never meant to get that job, and you were never meant to take that road. And whoever offered you the job, he swallowed hard, was not from your time. The creature screeched again, closer. People still didn't hear my older self shoved a small metallic device into my hands. This will open the way, he said, to the next time point. What happens after that? He hesitated, then spoke 6 words. You either fix time or end it. Behind us, the creature lunged. I pressed the device. The world shattered into blinding light, and I fell again. The fall felt different this time, not like dropping through space, but sinking through memories. Fragments of my life flashed around me. My apartment door closing behind me that morning, the email offering the job, the road stretching through the desert. The moment the dust storm swallowed everything, each memory twisted as if someone was flipping through the pages of my life and rewriting them. Then impact that I hit solid ground, rolled, and groaned as the world steadied around me. When I looked up, my breath caught in my throat that I was standing in front of a glass building, modern, clean, shining under a bright morning sky. There was a sign beside the entrance. My heart stopped. This was the place, I whispered. This is where my job interview was scheduled. People walked past me, dressed in clothes from my own time, the timeline I came from. Cars honked. Phones buzzed. I was finally back in my present. But something didn't feel right. The air shimmered faintly, like a curtain of invisible heat. The same distortion I saw in the sky of the year 1994 and in the desert city of the future. The tear's influence was here, waiting, growing. That I pushed through the glass doors, my pulse racing. The lobby was bright, buzzing with energy. A receptionist smiled politely. Good morning. Are you here for the interview? My throat tightened. Yes, but it felt like a lie. She handed me a visitor badge. Name? I gave it. She checked her computer, her eyebrows rising slightly. Yes, you're on the list, she said. You were invited personally by the director. The director? That wasn't normal. That I forced a smile and walked deeper into the building. Every step felt heavy, like walking toward a truth I wasn't ready for. Inside the elevator, the badge beeped on its own. Level 9 unlocked. That I didn't even touch the button. The doors closed. The elevator ascended. The lights flickered and the air pressure thinned. My ears rang. The system wasn't loading floors, IT was loading something else. Time, maybe. The doors finally slid open, and I stepped into silence. Level 9 was nothing like the floors I passed earlier. No people, no desks, no sound. Just a single corridor. Long. Dim. Cold. At the end, a door pulsed with a faint blue glow. The same glow I'd seen in the future city. My heartbeat hammered against my ribs as I walked slowly forward. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but something stronger pulled me closer. Curiosity, fear, destiny. I stepped through the glowing doorway and froze. The room was empty, except for a single chair, a table, and a man sitting with his back to me. He spoke without turning. "You finally made it." His voice was calm, too calm that I swallowed. "Who are you?" He stood and turned around, and the world tilted. It was me. Not the old man from 1994. Not the boy I once was. This version was my age, my face, my posture, my expression, perfectly identical. A mirror made of flesh. My double smiled softly. "I'm the one who sent the email," he said. "I'm the one who offered you the job. And I'm the one who opened the tear." My chest tightened in terror. Why would I do that? He walked closer, his footsteps echoing unnaturally. "Because," he whispered, "I am you from a timeline where humanity didn't survive. A timeline where the creature wasn't stopped. A timeline that collapsed." His eyes darkened, empty, cracked, full of something broken. "I tore time apart," he said. "And I pulled you here to fix what I couldn't." The walls flickered and dissolved, revealing swirling timelines all around us, fractured, bleeding into one another, collapsing like dominoes. "This is the core," the other me said, "the fracture point, the nexus of all timelines tied to your life." I shook my head, trembling. "Why me? Why my life? Why my journey?" "Because," he said, stepping closer, "in every timeline, you survive the desert. In every timeline, you resist the tear long enough to reach this room. You are the constant, the anchor." I backed away, but he followed, face hollow. "You asked why the storm dragged you," he said. "Because time needed you. Because reality needed a stable version of you. One that could reshape the tear instead of breaking under it." Suddenly he grabbed my wrist, squeezing tight. "And now the creature is almost here," he hissed. "You feel it, don't you?" I did. Deep in the building, a faint metallic screech echoed upward, growing louder. The creature was coming. It had followed me, through decades, through timelines, through worlds. It wanted the anchor. It wanted me. My double leaned close, lips trembling with desperation. "You have one chance," he whispered. "One way to seal the tear." "How?" I gasped. He placed a small object into my hand. I looked down. It was the metal disc the old man, my older future self, gave me. But this one was glowing brighter, alive with energy. "Use it at the exact moment the creature touches your timeline," he said. "Let it merge with the tear, and you will be thrown back to the moment you lost everything." "Back to the desert?" I asked. He nodded. "Back to the job you were meant to reach." A shudder ran through the building. Walls cracked. Lights shattered. The creature screeched. My double released my wrist and stepped back. His final words were soft, almost human. "Go, or the future dies with me." A blinding light erupted beneath my feet, and I fell again. The fall felt endless, as if time itself had turned into a vertical tunnel, dragging me downward through moments instead of space. Flashes of past, future, and something beyond both whipped past my eyes. The desert storm spiraling like a living vortex. The futuristic city collapsing under shadow creatures. My older self shouting warnings from 1994. My double staring at me with hollow eyes, all of it shattered into white light. And then, suddenly, I hit ground. Hard. Sand exploded around me. I gasped. coughing, the scorching heat of noon stinging my skin. I was back. The desert, the exact stretch of road where everything had begun. My car sat half buried in sand exactly as before, the sky still bruised from the storm's passing. But the world wasn't the same, because the tear was here. I could feel it, a strange vibration in the air, a pressure in my skull, like reality itself was being pulled apart seam by seam. And then I heard it. A screech, not loud, not close, but deeper than the earth beneath my feet. The creature had arrived. It had followed me through every timeline. Past, future, the collapsing middle. Now it was in my present, in the one moment it should never reach. My heart thudded violently. I looked down at my hand. The metallic disc, now glowing with white blue light, pulsed like a heartbeat. This was the key to sealing the tear. But it would only work at the exact moment the creature touched my timeline. I spun around. The sky rippled. A dark shape crawled out of the distortion, limbs bending, body stretching like molten shadow. Its eyes, thousands of them, blinked open in unison, each reflecting a different timeline. The creature wasn't fully physical. It was halfway inside the tear, which meant I still had a chance. A very small chance. The air trembled violently as the creature stepped onto the sand. Reality rippled around its feet. Its body crackled with fractured time moments from different eras flickering across its skin. A prehistoric jungle, a burning city of the future, a snowy battlefield, a space station. Drifting in darkness, all pulsing like holograms trapped in flesh. The creature tilted its head as if sniffing. Then it turned toward me. Every eye on its body opened. A sound like grinding metal and screaming wind erupted from it, and it charged. I stumbled back, raising the glowing disc instinctively. Blue light shot from it in spiraling patterns, forming a shield around me. The creature slammed into it. The impact shook the ground. The desert cracked. The sky split open, showing a swirling tunnel of timelines above us. The tear widened, the borders between past, present, and future beginning to melt. If it opened any further, the world would be swallowed. I pressed the disc tighter. "Come on," I whispered, voice shaking. "Work. Please work." The disc vibrated harder. I felt time aligning around me, the same moment repeating, sinking, merging. The creature roared and lunged again, its claw tearing through the blue shield. I fell to one knee. The tear exploded wider. Time stuttered. For a split second, I saw everything: my future self in 1994, my identical double in the glowing office, the woman from the alien city. All timelines collapsing inward. Then the creature leaned forward, its sharp limb reaching toward me. Its claw touched the sand. In this era, the disc roared to life. With a blinding shockwave of light, the disc activated, not by my hand, but by the creature's presence. The air imploded. The sky folded backward like paper. The desert shook violently, as if the ground were being peeled open. I was lifted off my feet, weightless. The creature was dragged backward into the tear, screaming in hundreds of voices, each screaming in a different timeline. The disc shot out of my hand, floating upward in spirals. Light erupted from it, thick, bright, forming a ring around the tear. The ring tightened. The tear shrank. The creature twisted violently, limbs breaking into shards of shadow and light. It tried to escape. It failed. The tear snapped shut like a fist closing, taking the creature with it. A flash. A boom. Silence. I hit the ground again, but this time on asphalt, not sand. A warm breeze brushed against my face. I opened my eyes and stared at the sign in front of me. I was standing outside the building, exactly where I should have been, exactly when I should have been. The sky was clear, cars passed normally. Time felt stabled. No distortion. No creature. No tear. I checked my phone. The time was the same as when my original journey began, that I hadn't lost days, that I hadn't lost hours. I had been placed back in the time millennia as if none of it had happened. But it had that my heart steadied, that I took a deep breath and stepped toward the entrance. For the first time in what felt like centuries, I was back where I belonged, back to the job I was always meant to reach, back to the timeline I had just saved. For a long moment, I simply stood there frozen outside the recruitment office, as though the universe might suddenly decidido pull me back into another timeline. But nothing happened. No ripples, no distortions, no creatures walking between seconds. Just the warm desert wind brushing my clothes and the quiet hum of the city that a normal afternoon. Or as normal as it could be, after witnessing time tear itself apart, that I exhaled slowly and pushed open the glass door. The reception area was cool, bright, and perfectly ordinary. That a young woman behind the counter smiled politely. "Hello," she said. "Are you here for the interview? You're right on time." Right on time. That I almost laughed. If only she knew how much effort it took for me to arrive on time. I nodded. "Yeah, I'm here." "Great. Please sign here." I reached for the clipboard, but when my fingers touched the pen, a strange sensation ran through me. A spark, a shiver, like deja vu mixed with static electricity. The receptionist didn't seem to notice, but the room did. The lights flickered once, not from power failure, but like someone pressed rewind and then play again. That my heartbeat quickened. Was time still unstable? Had the tear truly closed? Or had I been returned to the surface of reality while cracks still lingered underneath? I tried to ignore the thought and signed my name. But the moment I lifted my hand, the pen rolled off the counter and froze in midair. Not for long, just a fraction of a second, but I saw it. The pen hovered before gravity remembered its job and pulled it down. I swallowed hard. The universe was healing, not healed. That a tall man in a formal gray suit stepped out of a hallway. "Welcome," he said warmly. "I'm Mr. Hale. Come with me." He gestured toward his office. His voice was calm. His smile was professional, but there was something off about him. His eyes. For a second, just 1 second, I saw two reflections in his pupils, my normal face and my older face from 1994. That the two flickered like overlapping frames. Mr. Hale blinked. The second reflection vanished. "Are you all right?" he asked. "Yes," I lied. "Just nervous." "Understandable," he said with a smile. "Interviews can feel life-changing." I followed him into his office. He closed the door. The moment the latch clicked, I felt the room shift, a subtle tilt in the air pressure. The same feeling I had felt in the alien city. The same vibration that came before time loops. Mr. Hale sat down. "Before we begin," he said, "I want to thank you for arriving exactly when you were supposed to." My pulse stopped. He shouldn't know that. He couldn't know that. Unless he wasn't from here. He leaned forward slightly, smiling in a way that felt rehearsed. "You survived the storm," he continued. "You crossed the timelines. You closed the tear." My throat tightened. "How do you know all that?" He tapped his pen on the desk. The room dimmed slightly. The faint blue shimmer appeared behind him, like a curtain of light rippling at the edges of reality. "You've been touched by the corridor," he said quietly. "The place between times." I froze. He leaned back. "And now, it remembers you." "Who are you?" I whispered. Mr. Hale tilted his head. "Someone who works with events that normal people never notice." "Are you human?" I asked. He smiled. "Mostly." The blue shimmer behind him brightened. "It wasn't a wall. It was a window. A window into the same glowing network I had seen in the future city." "You sealed the tear," he said, "but each seal creates an anchor point." Anchor. A spot in time the universe checks repeated. Lido makes sure reality stays stable. I blinked. "And I'm an anchor?" His eyes softened. "You're more than that. You're a survivor. Time doesn't waste survivors." The room pulsed again. Objects stretched slightly as if the room yawned. Mr. Hale noticed my panic. "Don't worry," he said. "It's not a tear, but it's a signal." A signal? A leftover echo. The universe marking those who stepped outside it. My stomach sank. "So this job, what is it really?" He folded his hands. "It's exactly what you applied for. A normal job. Then why all this?" Mr. Hale's expression changed, not unkind, but serious. "Because you're being watched not by us, but by time itself." My skin prickled, he continued. "It wants to see if you continue making the choices that lead you to survive." The room brightened again. The shimmer faded. The office returned to normal as if none of this had happened. Mr. Hale's smile returned too. "Now," he said pleasantly, "shall we begin the interview?" But I knew one thing for sure. This job wasn't the end of my journey. It was the beginning. The universe hadn't finished with me. Not yet. Mr. Hale's polite smile lingered, but behind it I could sense something else, a kind of expectation, as though he already knew how this chapter of my life would end. "Let's begin," he said, but time had other plans. Before I could answer, the wall clock behind him twitched. Not the hands, the clock itself. It blurred, stretched, then snapped back into place with a soft metallic ping. I stiffened. "Is that normal?" I asked. Mr. Hale didn't turn to look. No, his tone remained calm, but his eyes sharpened. "The corridor is unstable today." I frowned. "Because of me?" "No," he said quietly. "Because something else came through." My blood ran cold. "The creature?" "No, something older." In the silence that followed, another sound entered the room, a faint ticking. But not from any clock. It was coming from everywhere: the walls, the floor, the air, a soft mechanical heartbeat. Tick, tick, tick. Mr. Hale stood abruptly. "You need to leave." "What? What?" "This room is becoming a pivot point. If you stay here, time will lock you into the wrong loop." The wrong loop. The phrase made my chest tighten. I stepped back. "Tell me what's happening." He looked at me with something that almost resembled pity. "You closed the tear, but every tear leaves a shadow." The ticking grew louder. Tick, 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 tick. Mr. Hale pointed at the door. "Go. Now." I yanked the door open, and the hallway outside was no longer a hallway. It was a tunnel of spinning light, stretching endlessly in both directions. The corridor, the one place between timelines, the place where the creature once hunted, the place I hoped never to see again. But this time, it wasn't dark. It glowed white gold, as if the universe itself were trying to guide me. Mr. Hale stepped up behind me. "Whatever is coming," he said, "it isn't trying to destroy you." "Then what does it want?" He hesitated. "It wants to finish your story." The corridor pulsed. Light throbbed. The ticking grew so loud that the entire building seemed to vibrate. Tick, tick, tick. Then everything went silent. A figure appeared at the far end of the corridor. It first. I thought it was someone else. But as it stepped closer, my breath caught in my throat. It was me. Not the older one from 1994. Not the double from The Office. A third version. This one looked exhausted, sand-covered, trembling, eyes hollow with a grief I couldn't understand. He stopped only a few feet away. "You can't let it restart," my double whispered. "Let what restart?" I asked. He pointed behind him. And that's when I heard it, the roar. Not like the creature before. This one was deeper, older, a sound not made by an animal but by time itself. Mr. Hale's voice rose behind me. "You have to choose." My double stepped closer. "If you walk backward," he warned, "you begin the loops again. And if I walk forward," I asked, "you end them." The corridor darkened again, the light flickering like a failing heartbeat. I looked for my doublito, Mr. Halito, the swirling path ahead. "Which one are you?" I whispered. "Your last version," he said quietly. "The one who didn't make it. the one trapped in the endless loops. He took a shaky breath. You're the only one who reached the end. Thunder rumbled behind him. The shadow of something massive moved through the corridor's far wall that I felt my heart lurch. I don't understand, I said. What am I supposed to do? My double gave a faint smile. Walk forward. And you? He laughed weakly. I fade when you succeed. The roar echoed again. The corridor shook violently that I stepped forward. One step. 2. My double nodded. You're the one who gets out, he whispered. Finish it. As I reached the very center of the corridor, a blinding flash engulfed everything. My ears popped, my body jerked forward, and I stumbled out onto solid ground. Warm air, desert sand, a familiar road, a car honking behind me. I turned. A driver leaned out of his window. Hey, you okay? You just appeared in the middle of the road. I backed away onto the shoulder, heart racing. My phone buzzed. A message. Good luck at the interview. Unknown number. I checked the time. The same moment, the same day, the same timeline. But the wait was gone. No tears. No shadows. No ticking. The loops were over. I looked ahead at the city, modern, calm, alive, and breathed. For the first time, time didn't feel like a threat. It felt like a beginning. I took a step, then another, and walked toward my job, my future, and a quiet, stable timeline I had fought through realities to reach. My journey through the desert had taken me across worlds, across years, across versions of myself. Now it brought me back to the one life that mattered, my own.